U-turn. The next day, Bridge sat alone backstage in the auditorium, hunched over her phone. Were those footsteps? She shoved her phone into her pocket and listened, squinting through the backstage gloom at the heavy red velvet curtain. She didn't know yet whether Mr. Partridge was the type to confiscate a phone. Half the teachers just pretended not to see them. No one was coming, she decided. She pulled her phone out and looked again at the picture Em had posted, the one Celeste took of the three of them before they'd left for the party. Bridge stared at herself, at her long hair bundled on top of her head, with strands escaping, at her penciled eyes looking dark and huge, at her arms inside the tangles of thin bracelets. She had never seen herself like this before. She could wake up every morning and put on eye makeup the way Em did. She could do more with her hair and wear something other than t-shirts. But she knew she wouldn't. That stuff would feel like more of a costume than the one she'd worn last night. She made the picture bigger and moved it with her thumb, panning across their three faces. Em's was serious, lips slightly puckered, head tilted. Bridge had to wonder if it was a look she practiced at home. Bridge's face looked, yes, undeniably pretty, but also slightly stunned. Eyes wide, face blank under the automatic smile. On Em's other side was Tab, sticking out her tongue and making peace signs with both hands. She was the only one who looked like herself, Bridge decided. She paged down and read the comments again. Gorgeous. Prettiest girls in the 7th grade. OMG, hot! There were 26 comments, and Em had taken the time to respond to every one of them. Thanks, or, aw, you're nice. Julie Hopper had written, so bootyful, LOL, and Em had written back, ILYSM. The last comment on Em's page was from Patrick. Your turn. Beneath was Em's response. Soon. And underneath that, she'd added, smiley face. Hey, a voice said. You're all alone back here? Sherm had sneaked up on her. He held the stage curtain open just slightly so she could see only half of his smile. Yeah, Bridge said quickly, shoving her phone into her book bag. We had a math sub, so she let us out early. She liked the way she and Sherm sort of recognized each other. Ever since the first intruder drill, Bridge had looked for him, in the halls, the school lobby, the cafeteria, everywhere. And the more she looked, the more he seemed to be there. It's kind of dark, he said, glancing around. They were surrounded by folding chairs, music stands, and painted scenery from last year's spring play. Is there a light switch? Yeah, but I'm afraid to touch that thing. She pointed toward the light board, a gray metal box perched on a rolling metal cart against the back wall. Sherm walked over to it, his hands in his pockets, and gazed at the rows of black switches. So, were you at the famous party last night? Yeah, were you? I didn't see you. Sherm shook his head. Nope. How was it? Everyone stood around talking to whoever they came with. Some people jumped up and down on the dance floor, which was really just a corner of the gym marked off with black masking tape. Stale cookies. How come you didn't go? He shrugged. No date? After a beat, he added, just kidding. When Sherm said dare, or date, Bridget's head buzzed the same way it did when Madame Laurence pointed at her in French class. Sherm said, I like this place when there's no one here. He walked toward the bunched velvet curtain and stroked it with 2 fingers. Cozy. And it smells like a wood shop. Yeah, it doesn't feel like school, you know? It feels kind of like a secret. They heard a door bang open on the other side of the curtain, followed by loud voices and clumping feet, the rest of the Wednesday Tech crew. Bridge smiled. Not that big a secret, I guess. If Tech meets on Mondays and Wednesdays, Sherm said, I wonder what it's like here at lunchtime on a Tuesday or a Thursday. It's probably exactly like this. Empty. Let's find out. When? Tomorrow? Bridge shrugged. Okay, sure. A hand appeared through the curtains and forcefully swept one aside so that it rolled a bit, making a wide opening. Ah, Mr. Partridge raised his eyebrows at them. He went to the gray metal box and flipped a switch, and suddenly everything was bathed in light. He flipped another switch, and the light got brighter. There, he said, smiling at Bridge and Sherm. Sunshine. Got any candy wrappers? Tab asked Bridge at recess. They were watching the soccer team's informal practice, which was taking up most of the yard. Emily flew back and forth in her yellow sweatshirt. Wrappers? Bridge repeated. From Halloween. Tab pulled a Ziploc bag out of her jacket pocket. Inside there were a few candy wrappers. I'm collecting them for the Human Rights Club. So that's what the Human Rights Club does? Tab gave her a serious look. Bridge, Do you know how much foil gets thrown away every Halloween? It's like 1,000,000 football fields of foil. If we keep wasting all our resources, there won't be any humans left to have rights. Bridge put both hands up. Okay, I'll bring in some tomorrow. Bridge didn't say what she was thinking. What about all the plastic bags the Human Rights Club was using to carry the candy wrappers around? Thanks. Tab stuffed the bag back into her pocket. And for your information, the Human Rights Club is studying civil disobedience. Like Rosa Parks, the wrappers are just a side project. The soccer ball rolled toward them. Tab bent down to grab it, then flung it back onto the field, where a swarm of yellow sweatshirts ran after it. Want a peppermint patty? Tab asked. Sure. Tab handed her 2. We have all this candy left over. I kind of wonder whether Celeste even answered the door last night. I've eaten like half a bag already. Your poor teeth, Bridge said. Please, my teeth have bigger problems. Oh yeah, when's the big day? Not for a while. Don't talk about it. Well, you brought it up. 4 teeth. Who has to get 4 teeth pulled just for braces? Tab held out a hand for Bridge's candy wrapper. Bridge's dentist had told her mom that her mouth was too immature for braces. She'd probably have to wear them in high school when everybody else had already gotten theirs off. Bridge scanned the yard for Sherm and spotted him at the far end, standing against the fence with a few older kids. She watched him until Tab gave a big woot and butted her shoulder to shoulder. Em had scored a goal. Go, Emily! Bridge shouted to make up for the fact that she'd missed it. Em threw up both arms in the air, did a graceful U-turn, and started running back to her team.